Hello and welcome to Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So today I'm going to share with you this dreaming tree project. It's called from the bundle called Bodacious Box Cards, or I can't remember the exact name, but this is a box card, so it's called Baby Box Card, and I did purchase this from Dreaming Tree. So it is designed to lay flat and hope yes, lay flat both ways so you can slide it into the envelope. So let me just start off by saying Willie's wanted me to make a card because we're going to a baby shower. And so I said, okay, well, let me do two. One, for a girl, because we weren't sure if they were having a girl or a boy until we got the invitation. So they're having a boy. So I went ahead and did this one. And I'm going to walk you through how we put this together. And I just noticed something, so maybe I'll have to reglue that part. I was wondering why it wasn't fitting correctly. Um, so let me just say this: I followed Leo's assembly video, so I will do the best I can from memory. And Mr. Leo suggested that you can put your sentiment on the back, and I did go ahead and do that. I didn't do it on this one, but I did add a sentiment to the back of this because, yeah, it turned out really precious. Now, Willie suggested, and I see where I have to do some more gluing. Hmm. That he wanted to. I wasn't sure. I kind of like the googly eyes because I'm not that good of a person who can draw. So I added googly eyes, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and add googly eyes to the other one. Um, and and then I added all the additional embellishments. So yeah, let me take you over to Dreaming Tree's website. So here we are at Dreaming Tree's website. So their website is 3ds 3dsvg, and you can see that this is a paid file. Um, so sure I'm getting, yeah, there's my cursor's in the right spot. And with all of Leo's projects, there are videos, assembly videos. So you can certainly watch his, which is what I did, just full disclosure. Um, I watched his video. I actually added this to the cart, so I'll just go through that really quickly. So it says you already have this in your shopping cart. So yeah, so I already have that, and I'm going to take you over to Design Space. So do this. So I'm going to start a new project. Let me make sure everything's in the right place. So I'm clicking new project, and then I will click on upload and bring that just a fresh one into my canvas. So let me just say this. I actually purchased the SVG merge file from Leo. And so that's why it's looking, I can fix this. Let me hold on, bear with me. There you go. I was looking all weird. I don't know. Okay. So I purchased the file from Leo so I could uh go ahead and bring in the file together as one file. So I merged it together. So I took all those individual pieces and merged it together using his utility. So if you don't have that, then you just have to pull in, once you download it, you just have to pull in each individual element by itself. And I am using the solid score line file. So when it comes in, it's grouped. So you just have to ungroup it. Thing. And as with any outside designs outside of Cricut Design Space, you will have to turn these cut lines into score lines. So be sure to do that. So you would click on operations, find score, and then all those lines. So I'm using my layers panel to help score, and then go ahead and attach all of the lines. I think I'm using the shift key. I think the control key. and then I'm attaching that. So that's like a little bit of housekeeping you must do if you want your projects. If not, these lines will cut, and that's not what you're wanting to achieve. You don't want them to be cut lines. You want them to be scored lines so that you can use either the scoring stylus or the scoring wheel. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to do that since I brought in a fresh Control Z since I moved it. Let me just make sure that's, yeah. So I'm going to use my layers panel and highlight the whole thing and then attach it, and then we're good to go. Because I don't want to, Mr. Leo and his team was so very generous and very, very generous. Let me just move this down and providing placements, placeholders with the score lines. Just gonna move that out the way so we can see. Okay, let me just play with this one. Okay, yeah, so it'll be this one and this one. So I'm using my shift key on my keyboard and highlighting both things, and then shift key again, and then clicking the attach. And then that's just really quickly how you can move through all of these items. Move that down. That or and attach. Keep going through the entire project, making sure that you got everything that should have a score, that is scored, and when you click on make it, you'll know very quickly if you didn't get anything. That's the score. On mat, confirm it. Yeah, and so yeah, so you have one. Looks everything looks good. I don't have any lines or dashes on a single mat that's not associated with any items. So yeah, so you would just so here's where you can customize and make it your own. You can do whatever you need to do for a boy, for a girl, gender neutral, whatever you want to do. This is where you can play with your paper combination and put your own little spin on it. Um, I do want to say I don't think I used when I got to this well, I keep doing that. I don't know why. Because I operator error. It's Sunday afternoon. When I got to the layer where it says baby, try to find that layer. Nope, not that one. With the words baby. No, this one. I ended up using um uh intricate cut setting because my Cricut was going woo woo on me. Again, I think it's the paper. I've come to the conclusion it's not my Cricut, it's the actual paper that I was using. It wasn't working. Oh yeah. So yeah, just click make it. I'm gonna cancel because I don't have my thing. Come on, Brenda, where's that cursor? I don't have my Cricut, yes, on. So yeah, I'm gonna just bring you back down to the work surface. Bring this back in. So you'll see. Now, Mr. Leo's first thing that he did was he went ahead and separated all of the items before he got started, which is what I will do here. So this is my patterned paper. And this I'm going to just tell you up front, this is going to be a little longer video because I am doing ink blending with these particular pieces. So I just wanted to give you that information. So this might be a little bit longer because I'm going to be ink blending all these pieces. So I apologize. I just went right for it. This is some Dew Memento ink, dewdrops. Um, as Mr. Leo is one of my crafting heroes, I just went and got this, and I primarily use this for his projects. Don't ask me why. I have other inks that I could use, but I just go back to tried and true. So I'm just ink blending this, and I'm just going to take my time and go through all of these. And I need to be slow down. So I'm just taking a finger dauber, and I tend to use the same finger daubers. And I've just kind of just put the label on there because the residual ink will last. Um, so I just put it in a storage and keep using it over and over again and ink up the dauber as needed. And this does bring the ink does bring a nice dimension to the project. So so you will need some. Let me just go over the supply list. So you will need some, if you choose this, you don't have to ink blend. It is a personal preference. So if you're going to do ink blending, you will need your ink blend, some inks. Sorry about that. Make sure I have a sham because I have been known to get ink everywhere. You will need some glue, a pickup tool, which is what I have right in this case. You might want to use a little holder because it's a basically a paper piecing project. Let's see. Cut out everything. You're gonna need some embellishments for the end. So I will say that. So the first thing I did, and I did this off camera, was to go ahead and um, score this. So I'm gonna dry fit it first and make sure that it looks good because I can never tell which side is which side. So I'm taking my time and dry fitting the, and that looks good. Okay, so we're gonna take some. I'm gonna use my favorite liquid adhesive and go ahead and put this down. And I want to forget before I forget, you're gonna need some pop dots, foam squares, whatever you use if you want to add some dimension. You're not gonna do a lot of that, but um, just make sure I get that. But just if that's your personal preference, you can add that as well. So we'll do that. So we're gonna lay down the little baby feet, the little jammy pants, the little onesie. And then we're going to adhere that out the way. We're going to adhere this to this. And then we're going to pop dot this whole section to here. I'm just going to use not a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot of glue. So, and I'm just trying to make sure I get an even border all the way around. And that. So it was a good idea because oh my God, it was so many pieces. I thought I was losing pieces. I thought I was losing my mind. So I just followed, I watched Mr. Leo video once and then I watched it again prior to assembly. And to save your sanity, you want to lay out the pieces together, like put all the pieces in different sections because this card comes together easy. The longest part is cutting out all the little pieces and then ink blending or selecting your paper. I'm going to use what's in my stash. I'm going to turn those over. Now I could go and pull some bigger pop dots because I do have, pop dots. I have some larger pop dots, but this is what I had and this is what I grabbed. So this is what I'm using because I want to use these bad boys up. And of course, I got this from my local dollar store. Okay. Right. Yep. It comes together pretty cool. Oh. um, I'm losing my nail polish. I can't believe it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of liquid adhesive on top of that pop dot so I can slide it around. And I'm going to work from the side and just lay it on there. And the reason I put that liquid adhesive on that pop dot, it allows me to slide this bad boy around if I needed to. My husband is something else. Willie. I'm going to have to make a sign for my in my studio when I'm uh, recording because he just starts talking to me like I'm not doing anything. I was like, "Oh Lord, really?" And I'm like, every time I have to remind him, I am recording my heart. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm gonna lay that to the side, put it out the way. So that was step one. Here's the second. This is the second half. Okay, so let me just slide this guy off. Okay, so step one, and I don't need these. Mm. Yeah, so what I want to do first, so according to Mr. Leo, this and this is this part without the scores are going to go on top of this for stability. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to adhere this piece to that piece for stability. And not to use too much glue because you don't want it oozing out, but just enough. And like I said, I like to work from the side. So I'm really going to line up the baby's shoulders. So once I feel like I got that lined up, and if my head gets in the way, I apologize, but I'm trying to see it. Bring it up a little closer. Because you don't want to, I want to get it like right on top of each other. Rattle. Oh. Once I feel like I got, I'll turn it over. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty doggone good. All right, so that's the first step. Now I'm going to affix the rattle. Oh, it'll go like that. But before I do that, I'm just going to hit it with a little ink. And like I said, this is the part that's going to take a little bit of time. So when you select your inks, your paper, just think about what you have in your stash. Now, again, this is a purely personal preference, and I do enjoy inking. So I'm just going to hit it with a little ink, and I will continue to do that. And sometimes I like, well, see, ink on that fan. So I'm gonna have to use the other side. I keep dropping stuff. I've had the drops these all day today. I don't know why I've been having the dropsies. I've been dropping everything. All right, well, can't use that side, so I'll just use this side. That'll go in there, not too much glue. Cole might start barking. I mean, not barking, snoring. She's sleeping right now. This over here. I'm going to need to keep that sham close. Let me bring it back up and just slide it into place. Yeah, there she goes. I knew she was going to start snoring. They're in the room with me today. We took them to the to get groomed. I don't know if I have anything darker to do this one. So this is like just a nice piece for the rattle, and it goes about right there. So I'm going to start using this guy because these pieces are teeny tiny. If I can just hit it with some, not that it's, what you want to do with the ink blending is you want to use a ink that's darker than the paper. This is a pretty dark paper anyway, so I'm not going to overly worry about it. For that nice contrast. I'm going to lay that down in there. And according when Mr. Leo, when I was watching his video, there's no placement for the score line. You just stick it in there. Still don't feel like I got it. The rattle on there just right, but oh well. Okay, so that's the rattle. Googly eyes over here. All right, so this is the face.
I'm back.
I'm gonna go
stop
ahead recording and cut out 2 new hands for the straighten out my camera here. Because I couldn't find the other one. I thought it dropped on the floor, so I just said, it's easier just to go ahead and cut out a new one. So what I was going to say is I'm going to use some ink blending just to blend out some of this. So this is the face. So I can't see if you can tell. Maybe I can bring you down. You can see it, maybe. So there's some score marks on here. So you can know where to place the little rosy cheeks. And I had cut this out in blue, and I don't know about you, but babies don't have blue cheeks. So I'm just going to do some ink blending or just around the face. So, and I'm using this peanut brittle just on this area here and a little bit over here because all this other stuff will be covered. Just a little shading so that when you put it down, there'll be a little bit, you can kind of see it there, a little bit of demarcation, as they say. And I'll do the same thing with the hands. And these are small pieces, so be very gentle. And as you can see, during this project, I've lost more than one piece. I forgot to bring out my tray. I usually have a tray for all these little pieces, and I didn't bring it out. So hence I lost some pieces, but oh well. Nothing I couldn't recover from. Won't be the first and won't be the last. So I don't know if you can see that subtle difference. Camera, get it? Okay. It reads better in person, by the way. So yeah, don't give your baby 3 hands. Just give your baby 2. Don't move this one up. Pesky. All right. So this is peanut brittle. Move that back. Finger topper. Wipe off my work surface. I definitely don't want to get ink on where it doesn't belong. While I'm out inking, I'm going to bring it in and go ahead and ink the rest of everything before I assemble. So this is still trying to zoom in on it, maybe. Is it called Angel Pink? There you go, Angel Pink. So the baby has pink cheeks. I'm not a fan of the little circles, but oh well. I haven't thought of doing anything different. So there you go. These little ink, these little pieces are hard to hold on to. You can also use an alcohol marker to do this, if you had a paint. And I have the alcohol markers. I just, like I said, didn't bring it, didn't think about it. But this works. Okay, so that's that one. I'm gonna ink up his little jumper. And I think there should be enough on here where I didn't have to use it, re-ink the finger dauber. The little pad that it's all chewed up. It's well loved. Glitter cardstock. White glitter cardstock is a culprit. So that's his little shirt. You don't have to do that. Do this one. Just do his hat. His little bonnet with ears. And then if there's some more items off to the side, like there's another set, I'll be ink blending as well. This is very relaxing. I like ink. I like doing that. When I first started watching Mr. Leo, he did the ones with the felt, like, and I just felt like I couldn't use the felt, but the finger daubers are more my speed. All right, and then you definitely want to do this because this goes in the inside of the shirt. Just getting that nice blue contrast. So that'll go in. That's that. I'm making sure I got all the pieces. Now, when assemble this to this, turn it the right way. Mm, okay. Oh, if that's gonna show. Oh, I'm not gonna worry about it. There we go. Have another one. All right. Now my baby's gonna have blue hair, but I'm okay with that. He used in the example he used yellow. I'm assuming for a blonde baby, but I'm okay with this. Just adds a little bit of character. Make sure you hit it everywhere. Don't go anywhere. And then you just line that back up and turn it over. You can slide it in place. And then there you have it. You're building the baby. And then I'm going to go ahead and build this out. And I'm just going to use a little dots of glue around the top. You don't want that oozing out the hole. Oh, is that not on there? Let me press it down. There, that did the trick. Oh, Lord Jesus. Brenda, really, Brenda? Rookie mistake right there, y'all. Don't do that. Nothing a little. Come on, move. That glue set up faster than I anticipated. That's it. A little weird to me. That out the way. Clean up that glue. Nothing but a little spray bottle alcohol. Love it. Best friend. I'm just making sure that's pretty dry before I move on. All right. So that's baby. I'm gonna go ahead and put these rosy cheeks on here. And there's a placement for the rosy cheeks right there. There's a score line. You may not be able to see it, but there's a score line right there. And I just like did a dot. A little bit of glue goes a long way. I think I'm just going to grab the googly eyes and put it on there. And then Mr. Leo took a pencil, and drew the mouth. And then you'll take a marker and draw the mouth. I don't know if my baby wants to have googly eyes. Willie, there's also where you can draw slits for eyes. Willie was supposed to be here to do that, so I'm gonna pause and grab the googly eyes. So since I don't draw and can't draw straight, this is my solution. If I can pick that up. So I'm just gonna put a dot of glue and place that right back where I put that dot of glue. Slide it into place because there are score markers or score lines for markers. Whoops, come on. There we go. And then I'm going to do my level best to draw this mouth in here. Nice smile. I think I can do it. I'm just very nervous about that. Oh, sorry. So Mr. Leo suggested that you use a pencil and draw it in first, and then trace over your pencil mark. I'm going to do that. I don't know if I like that, but there we go. And then I have a marker I'm going to use. And it will be what it will be. I'm not going over it again. Okay, there we go. That's it. I'm not going to play with it. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and move that over to the side. And then I'm going to work on this part. And then we'll have that part done. And we'll make sure, yep, there is how you're going to place that. So I'm going to be using this part as my reference point to lay down that baby's blouse or shirt or onesie, whatever outfit, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to need some glue on here. And then we'll be good to go. I'm going to be very, very careful with my hand. And yeah, that looks good with the placement. Yep, looks good. We use the block. Let me get some alcohol and get this. I'm just really paranoid about coming off my hands. Just very, very paranoid. All right, there we go. Then we will affix this, and then we'll put the hands on, and then we're good to go. And then we'll attach the head. We're going to use pop dots to attach the head. The baby's head. That slides in just like a puzzle. Just like so. We'll put on his little hands, and then we'll affix the head. And then that section will be done. And we'll just kind of line this up. Okay. There we go. I'm going to have to take it out because that's kind of awkward. There we go. Whoops, sorry. Pop dotting that. Oops, that's going to have a pop dot. So let's grab, I got a little pop dot. I forgot that that was pop dotted. And I'm just going to put that one on it. I don't think I need any glue since I already started it with the glue. And that should, oh, let me do this. I'll feel a little better. I'll just, yeah. See how that'll slide around? Yeah, baby holding the rattle. And little, another pop dot. And we'll be on our way. We will be almost done with this. It's not a very complicated card. Just a lot of pieces. A lot of pieces that can be lost. All right. And then we will pop dot this part. So the baby doesn't look too bad. That's how the baby's gonna go on there. I just turned it over just to see. So I've got a little bigger. I have a couple of pots. Thought I had something. I do. Here we go. Now these are foam squares. I just put one here. And then I'll put one here. And then, oh, technically I could have waited to put on the eyes, but that's okay. Peel off the backer. Put in a little glue for extra. Go. Turn you around. Matter of fact. And let's just place your head. There you go. Baby eye fell. I was like, wait a minute, the baby eye is caca. The baby shouldn't look all crazy eyed. Looks, did it move? I need you to stay. Okay. So baby's done. So that's the baby. Put you aside. Put you up there. What's next? Let's do get the crib. So there's two pieces to this. I will be and what you're going to do is, okay, this is the, so the heart, there's a heart that goes up here. So this is the front of the crib. And then there's two pieces for stability. You're going to glue those together. So before I glue them together, I'm going to pull out this cantaloupe. So this is cantaloupe. And then I am just going to, I don't need foam squares for this because it's a pretty large surface. I'm just going to use this just like this. So and just ink up a little bit of this. You can use the finger dauber if you want, but this was a little bit quicker. So this is the dewdrop cantaloupe, and I'm just going over these edges really well. If you wanted more control, and I'm going to do both of them. Yeah, I'm just going to, just because I'm a little paranoid about it. They'll be glued together, but I'll do it both of them anyway. Okay. Okay, yeah. And then these are the sides of the crib, so I'm going to go ahead and do that while I have this cantaloupe out. Hit that. And I'm making, yep, just turn it this way. I'm working from the back in case I make a boo-boo. It'll be on the back side of that, not on the front side. I'm going to put this up and use the finger dauber. This little flower, I'm going to hit it. I'm just going to do it on the glass and just getting the edges of the tips of that flower. While I'm in the mood, I'll go ahead and take some of this Bahama blue and ink up the hearts. And I'm just trying to get most of this inking done so I don't have to stop with the assembly and do the inking, and you guys get the idea how I'm doing that. I can go move you out the way. Get my pickup stick open because I'm going to be needing that in a minute. I'm going to do that with that one, and I have this teal, so I'm going to be using a different color on that. I only need 2 of those. So just grab these. Click, click, click. This card is coming together. Thank you, Mr. Leo. It's a really nice card. And I haven't done a box card in a long time. I've done a Mother's Day box card. Get that. I'm just getting all the other elements you haven't seen. I'm getting it out the way now. I was like, yeah, because I want to get this done. I've been trying to get this cut out all week. I'm going to roll with some teal. So this is a Memento Egg Teal Zeal. So I'm just going to roll that out for this element. I think I used the wrong color. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to use that teal on the heart, but that's okay. It'll work out. It'll be all right. And I was looking, I could have swore I had some heart embellishments. Like I cannot find them because I was going to add a heart embellishment to the heart, but I can't find it. I looked everywhere. It's like, I don't know where I put them. I'll have to look again. I might have put them someplace else. Okay, that's really delicate. This little petal is very delicate, so I'm not really doing a whole. Okay, yeah. I've already did the bottle, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna put together the crib. So what you're gonna do, Mike, I used some AC cardstock. I actually had some. I don't know what color this is, but I'm sure it wasn't the color. Okay, I'm already jacking up. No, no, I'm doing right. I'm doing right. Okay, okay. Sorry, y'all. Family show. Uh, family show. So the idea is to put glue and make sure you get some glue on here. I think I just had my glue bottle open too long, so now it's just coming out real slotchy, not flowing like it normally does. I want this to stick. Okay. So what I'm going to do is turn this over and marry these together. And I'm using this edge of the card to kind of get it in place using my finger. So if I get that side laid down pretty good, then everything should fall into place, ideally, but do the best you can. If you line it up just so before you let it s- hit the other side, it should line up sh- just just perfectly. You might have to do a little pushing, and because I don't have a lot of glue on here, it the cardstock doesn't want to push her. But there you go. And since I did both of them, both layers, I got a kind of a continuous thing going on. This side is a little off, but I'm not going to complain. Okay, that's that. All right. Okay, so that's the crib. This is this. So the bottle goes, I don't know how, I guess I could turn it this way. Okay, because when I did it the first time, I did it the other way. So let me score it this way. So on the inside here is a score mark where you're going to put your bottle. Now, because this was such a small piece, I went ahead and put the bottles together. I didn't want to have to try to find all of the bottles. Um, so I did that already. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to adhere the bottle to this. First, let me put these side panels on here. So these go here and here. So what you want to do is get an even border all the way around as best you can on these two side panels, and then I'll affix the bottle. Good. Well, it just says, "Make me a card. We're going to a baby shower. Can you do a card?" It's like, yeah, I can do a card. Last time it was, we're going to a wedding. Well, he went to the wedding. I stayed home. Can you make a card? Sure, I'll make a card. But this wedding isn't, I'm sorry, this baby shower isn't until June. I think the middle of June. So, um, Willie was in the army, so it's one of his buddies, his last duty station in Fort Polk. Their youngster is having a baby shower. Okay, so um, I'm going to turn this over. Last time I did it the other way. So let me make sure. So you're going to turn it over, and you're going to expose the score mark that's right here, and then you're going to just a little bit of the baby bottle. So I'm going to not put anything on the baby bottle, but put a dot of glue in the score area. Learned that from last time. So that's a pro tip. And then just attach the baby bottle. And then there you go. Actually, I prefer the baby bottle on this side, but there you go. All right, so that's done. Let me look around. So we have all our pieces. So we have, and the crib goes here. Yeah. Ooh, I thought I jacked up something. Let me put these pieces on the crib. I was about to have a cow. I do not want to cut this out again. Okay, so for this, do not put any liquid adhesive at the top. It doesn't need it. You're only going to go to the bottom. That's why I thought I had screwed it up, because I said to myself, do not, when you film this, do not put any glue on that area, because I started to, and I was going glue happy, and then when Mr. Leo said, now take a look at how it's made and designed, and it's designed with no glue on the top edge of the crib, I was like, holy smokes, I'd already started it. I know from experience I have to turn this out. So I'm lining up the cutouts of the crib, and yeah, this should work. And I got some glue. Okay, got that glue off of there. Yeah, I prefer the bottle over here, but there you go. Personally, but actually do like it the other way. Oh well, not gonna lie. Not gonna worry about it. Hey, let's put the heart on here while I got the crib out. I should have did it the way I wanted. It's all good. It's all good. All good. Just put the heart on there. Yeah, I thought I had a some heart-shaped rhinestones to put right here, but I don't, and I'm not happy. Anything else? Oh, we'll go ahead and do baby. Mm. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you how many times I had to cut this stupid baby out, and I think I'm missing a B. I'm gonna poke myself in the eye. Lord Jesus. I cut this out once. I can't find the baby. I don't know what happened to it. I go back, cut it out again. Then it doesn't want to cut. It chewed up the letters. So then I was like, okay, let me just use intricate cut for this particular mat. And it finally cut out. So we're just going to glue these babies on here. And then there's a score mark on the crib for the baby. I was like, holy smoke. I get all the way to the end and I can't find the little bitty letters. I should have did it like when I did the bottle, I should have did the letters for the baby. I was just afraid that if I didn't glue the bottle together, I wasn't going to find those itty bitty pieces. And I have a, okay, come on. I'm trying to avoid getting the glue on my hand, but yeah, this little baby was this shadow layer in the, not worth it. Not worth it. I was like, I should have just did a print and cut layer. That would have been a lot quicker. Now that I think about it, I was like, oh, if I can't get this to work, I'm just do a print and cut. That would have been a whole lot easier. I'm surprised he didn't offer print and cut as a solution. Normally they do have a print and cut layer. But oh well. So if I ever make this again, I know to do this as a print and cut. Right. And I'm just following the outline. Nothing fancy with this. And then I'll have the crib done. Do, 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 do. Crib is almost done. Going to the crib. It's all about the crib. I'm always jealous when I see the little babies in the strollers. I'm thinking, you guys got the best hand. You get pushed around, you got food at the ready, you're getting strolled around in the stroller. All you got to do is sit back and ride. And if you want to go to sleep because somebody else is doing the driving. That is what I call a pampered baby life. All right. So no pop dotting with this. You're just going to do a little bit of dots of glue. Go ahead and look for the score, which I can barely see, but I found it. Make sure it's even. So there's a little score here and here that I could barely see. And let me move those out the way. Let me look around. All I have to do is the panel. Cool. So let me get behind my blue. I'm going to take this panel and I'm just going to go around the outside of the panel. Oh, and that's not the panel. Sorry about that. I had to cut that out twice because I cut it out once and I didn't center it and I got it all cockeyed. See? Cockeyed. Yeah, compared to this. And this is a different blue, but oh well. Not going to complain. Get it done. I have to use what I had in my stash. Okay, so this is the back, and I'm doing this because this is where Willie and I will be able to sign the card. Move that over to the side. So here's our main piece. Here's our other piece. Here is our crib piece. So all those pieces are ready. So we're ready to assemble this. That and that. Yep, turn that over. Okay. So on this white piece, there is some score marks. I can tilt it so they're about right here. So this panel will be affixed. So, and it's going to be at the bottom. So all I'm doing is looking to make sure that I can at least get one of these sides aligned to the panel. Now I had a hard time when I did it the first time because it didn't appear to be even, like on one side, the left or the right. So I spent a lot of time trying to get that evened out. Because here's the score line over here. Then look at that. So you just got to do the best you can with sliding that over and making sure that the bottom edges are aligned. So I might try to use a little bit more glue than I did last time so that I can make sure I can slip and slide. I have enough glue, but not too much, but just enough where I can slip and slide this around on that white, the pattern paper against the white, so I can get my edges like I want it. At least get it as best I can aligned properly to the bottom. So what I'm going to do is get this aligned to the bottom first and then try to slide it around. And I had to pull it apart and pick it up and pull it apart and pick it up. But I think I did a pretty good job this time. So this is flush and it looks pretty good on either side. So yeah, it's pretty smooth. Then this is kind of like a shadow layer here. So you're going to affix this here to the top, like so. All right, so just use a little bit of glue. And then the assembly will be done. So I'm just using, make sure I get my head in there. Just using this side. And once you get this side, the other side should just fall into place, which it did do. It's a bigger acrylic block. That just helps me not get glue everywhere. I'm going to adhere these. So these will go here. And then they just kind of line up. They'll just line up to the shadow. Just get them lined in there. So I'll just take this and move it around. Come on. Come on, duty dude. You're not working with me today? Maybe I just need to turn it the other way. Sometimes this works better. And sometimes it don't. It's always one part of the project that wants to be stubborn. I'm like, really? I get to the end and you want to be all stubborn about it. It's supposed to go, maybe it goes this way. Because I do not want to mess this up. I'm too far to the end of this project to be trying to mess up something. So maybe I'll put it on the other side. Really, truly. So I am trying to be super cautious. I really, 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 really don't want to mess this up. Really? That's how you're gonna play me? Okay, there we go. Woo! Woo-hoo. I figured if I get the glue in there, I could slide it in there. I was like, that's how you want to play me? Really? I may have got too much glue on this one, but at least I'll have a lot more slip and slide. I can always put the acrylic block on it. Okay, that slid into place. See, I was overthinking. All right, that's that part. Okay, so this is next. So all I'm going to do is just bend this in a little, like crease it over my fingernail and pinch it in. That's all I'm doing. Using my fingernail to fold that in, make a little crease, and pinch the corners. And nothing fancy to that. And then you're just going to do a dab of glue and dot it, pop it right on in there. I guess technically I could have did the back of that, but there you go. That's how that goes in. Then this, you're going to take a dowel. So I have a very thin dowel. And then I'm just going to curl it under. I'm going to just very gently roll that dowel, roll that petal to that flower very gently. I don't want to, you don't want to be too rough because you could rip off the petal. And I'm just rolling it like curling it like my hair, as Leo says. So just rolling it as best I can to get a little definition. And then I'm going to lay it right there. Let's close this because it's pretty sharp. We'll lay it right there. A little glue here. I can't remember if it goes up, down. I'm just going to lay it down. And so you're going to lay it like an X, not a plus sign, but an X. So in an X pattern. Like so. And then you're going to take this one and I'm going to curl it to me. So I'm just going to do the same motion. Take your dowel, your very skinny dowel. I think this is a skewer. Yeah, it's a skewer that I have. And I'm just going to roll those petals towards me. And then I will cross it in there. And then we will be able to do the last part. Put a little dot of glue on the back of the petal or the flower. And then just stick it right in there in the center. And that's that part. So we're done with that. Now, this is the part that goes in next. So the idea, oops, I forgot before I did that. I was supposed to put the sentiment on the back. But I think I want to have me and Willie sign it first. Oh, never mind. I'll just go ahead and put it back there. I forgot to do that. I was like, wait a minute, there's something missing. So we will put that, flush it to the bottom. Get it. Right here, the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Nothing too major. That'll work. I'll just hold it on my page. Okay. So this is how this is going to go. And this is going to be flush to the bottom. So this indentation, and we're going to do one side. We're going to slot that tab in just like that and make sure it's flush right here. I'm going to put glue here. And I will be thinning this out, like Leo said, all the way to the edge because apparently I got to go back and fix my other one because it didn't stick. And I think I was a little too impatient with it, and I didn't let it stick. Okay, so we're just gonna slide that right into the slot, right in there, and then I'm just gonna make sure it's in there, and then I'm gonna flip it over and lay it flat. Press down. And then you're gonna do the other side as well. I'm gonna lay that flat like that. Put the glue on there. Get it all the way out with my fingers. Add a little bit more glue on this end because I want those to stick. And then use my finger and get it all, buttress it up the back. Get it in there. And then it's flush down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to go the other way and put the block on it and let that sit for a minute. And then we're going to grab this one because this is the piece that goes in first. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost done with this. It's well worth the effort. And just make sure that you can go either way because that's how it's going to sit. So we're going to take this and fold those in. And then we're going to take this and we're going to bump this back part. Not a little, yeah. We're going to bump this back part, this first section, all the way to the back and touching both sides. And it should be, and you're going to keep I would advise keeping your box card to the table so that you can hear it hit. And we're going to glue both sides of this. And I just don't want any glue on the, and then I'm going to put a little bit of dab of glue. I just don't want any glue getting on the front. Because apparently I didn't have enough glue on the first one and it didn't stick down. I'm going to do the other side. I should have put a little bit more and then wiped it off because it looks like I wiped off most of it. And the reason you're thinning this out in case you get glue on the inside of the card, it's easy to, to dry. You don't have a whole glob of glue on the inside. Whoops. Something I'm just going to put a dot in the four corners just to help this guy. I'm going to fold it in. I'm going to drop it in. And then I'm going to put it all the way to the back so that it is touching the back and it's flush. And I'm going to take my time and get this in there, both sides, like that. And I'm not going to mess with this. Let me make sure you in there. And then if I have to, I'll get a pen or something and push down. And I might come from the other underside of it and make sure that it's to the back of the card and flush to the bottom. Really need to make sure that it's even too. I can see picking up. And I can see you're not all the way to the back. And you just got to get it in place as best you can. And then once you get it in place, hold it in place for a minute. That's what I didn't do last time. And then you can feel if it's flush or not. And I'm going to just let it sit for a few minutes so it can take hold. Dowel. Use my dowel. I really don't want to have this do what it did last time. I wanted to make sure it makes good contact. So then I'm going to fold it. And then I'm going to fold it the other way and make sure that I'm getting good contact when it closes, because it should do that. It should be careful with these. Don't bend anything. It should be able to go swing this way up, and I can tell and swing that way. I think I got a problem on this side. That's the side I had problems last time. Okay. All right, so that's that for that. So here's how the baby's looking with no feet and his eye. Okay, I'm gonna put some more glue on that when I finish. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the footsies. Glue. And I think I'll get glue on both sides before I thin it out. And I'll put that over there, and then I'll thin it. Make sure I get it all the way to the edge. Thin it, thin it, thin it, thin it. Get it to the edge. And just a little bit, little drop on the edges there. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. Fold that in, lift it up, put it in there, let it slide down. And then it's going to go, whoa, the bottle is caught. It's caught on the bottle. And then we're going to slide it in there. Then we're going to get buttress it up against the craft layer or the brown layer. And look at it at the bottom. Looks like it's good. Before I start going back and forth with it, I'm just using my hand and this dowel to make sure I get good contact. And so it's up against, the white is up against that part. And that's what it looks like. It's gonna look even cuter with some embellishments on it. And I'm okay with it. All right, so there you go. And it should close this way, and then it should close that way. Okay, I'm getting a little resistance. Make sure. And it should close that way. Now, there is a envelope that you can cut out and assemble to this, but I didn't do it. Because I already have a big envelope. I purchased an envelope big enough to support this card. So I'm gonna embellish it, and yeah. So I'm gonna put a white pearlescent pearl here. I'm gonna add some embellishments here. Oh, I forgot one thing. You're not supposed to glue these down. Oh well. They didn't stick down. I forgot to did I just do that? Yeah, I just did the dot. You're only supposed to glue the center of this piece. I'm just lifting it up. It'll dry clear. Okay. So yeah, not too bad. I only made one boo-boo. And yeah, that's what it looks like. Baby boy. It's a baby boy. So yeah, if you like, I have one small request. If you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, comment, share, help our channel grow. If you like me to try something or look at something, just reach out to me, leave me a comment. I will respond. And I will see you guys next time, crafty crafters. I'm so excited to have this done. One project off my plate, and several more to go. Have a good day, and I'll see you on the flip side.